Last time on Monday Night Magic.
Here's what I can tell you. Some wild speculation. Can I speculate wildly? Is that a thing we can do on the show? Okay, so wild speculation that's probably totally true. First one is, okay, since we can clearly see, and they have clearly said Jace the Mind Sculptor is in this, Jace will be unbanned in Modern.
Jam! Hello again and welcome back to another fun-filled episode of Monday Night Magic. This is episode 594 of 594 Monday Night Magic. I'm Chewie.
Hi, Chewie.
I've already lost control of this episode. The count over there is Squee. And the guy who is attending this meeting is Cluze.
Hey, Monday Night Magic is a very informative show. You should probably listen to it every week.
Almost certainly, yes.
Or at least last week.
Every last week.
Yes. Anyway, so... big news happened. Have you guys seen the news today?
No.
No. Wait, did something happen? Because I thought we just had like a GP.
Well, I mean, there was the ban restricted list update was today.
Yeah, but they already banned stuff like a month ago. Like, what are they doing now?
Well, this time it was Modern.
You can't ban anything in Modern. That'd be stupid. Modern's fine.
What? No. It's not fine. Remember, Lantern Control was the worst thing to ever happen to Modern ever.
Right, so I assume that they banned all of Lantern Control's cards.
The entire deck was banned, yes.
They just banned the control archetype, right? I mean, it's not fun to play against.
It is about time. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, they've banned not only every card in the Lantern Control deck, but also blue mana.
I mean, good, because there's no way we would ever want, like, blue or blue-white control to have more tools. Ever.
Correct.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, this format solved.
Yeah, listeners,
Awesome.
You see how ridiculous that sounds?
If this show were done on video, I would say, Chewie, before you go on, let me get a big mouthful of water.
But no, really, Lantern Control, that thing that everyone was like, ban it, it's gonna be terrible. You know how many were in the top 32 at GP Toronto?
Ooh, was it 32?
It was freaking 0. There are none in the top 32.
That was my second
I mean,
guess.
that's why you had to ban all the Lantern out of it.
Yeah,
stop with all the downloading.
Can't risk that thing coming back once you take care of the infection.
Take off, nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
He's not wrong. Except in this case when he's actually wrong. So, dear listeners.
Something wrong, Cluze.
As you know, I'm sure you all know by now, but yeah, the ban restricted list update came out today, and yes, we all looked at it.
We did.
Yes.
And in Modern, so let's recap. Modern is super healthy right now. Other than the possibly well-meaning but lacking intelligence people, no offense if you're one of those people, like I said, it's okay to admit when you're wrong. I do it all the time.
Chewie is more than happy to admit that you're wrong.
No, I admit that I'm wrong all the time. Let me be clear here. I'm not being snarky. But yeah, Modern's in a really good place right now. The metagame is healthy. There are any number of decks that can totally do well in any given tournament. So of course, Wizards had to screw with it. And they announced today 2 unbannings.
Unbanning.
Neither of which honestly surprised me, because I've been expecting to see one or both of these for a long time. Just from the general community speculation about what may or may not be unbanned. But yeah, they have unbanned Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Dun, dun, dun!
And
Green.
Bloodbraid Elf.
Yeah.
Cascade.
At least it's
Into
not
Scream.
tied.
So
yeah, they've unbanned a card known for aggressively making other things happen, and they've unbanned a card for aggressively making other things not happen.
They did.
There you go.
For 4 mana apiece. So, yeah. Now, this is a little weird. The Magic Online effective date is the 14th, so in 2 days. But the paper effective date is not until February 19th, which is next Monday. And
yep, so it's after the coming weekend.
Yeah, so it's after GP Lyon. And GP... Hang on, I'm verifying. Is it Lyon? I think that's right.
GP Lyon is modern, yes.
But though, well, I mean, I know that, but I mean, is that the one I'm thinking? Lyon 16th through the 18th. Yeah, so they're doing that so it won't affect anyone who's already got their decks and whatnot figured out for GP Lyon.
Which is fair.
Which is fair, and of course was a point of contention among many people on the internet today. Just like had they made it Friday, that would have been a point of contention among many people on the internet today.
Yeah. Honestly, it would be really messed up to do a giant format shift the week after another Modern event and have people suddenly go, oh, I guess I should rethink and undo the value of most of the practice and training I've just done, because realistically people are going to try to make these cards work because they know how they work. There's not really a surprise that they're good. The biggest question is, what do I do with them in the meta that we have? And more importantly, what do I do with them in the meta I expect we will have based on their unbannings?
Exactly. And 4 days is just not enough time for all of that.
Yeah.
Certainly not.
Yeah. So despite everyone saying, well, now the metagame in Lyon is going to be dead and everyone's going to be like, oh, I wish Jace and Bloodbraid Elf were legal. Shut up.
You know what? The people that are actually at GP Lyon probably happy with the fact that they don't have to scramble and buy an overpriced Jace the Mind Sculptor right now if they didn't already have them.
A huge sigh of relief.
Yeah.
I would be really upset if I already had like a blue deck and I had to suddenly pull a set of Jace the Mind Sculptors out if that, fit into my deck, because if you don't play Legacy, you've probably gotten rid of them. Like, that card was banned in Standard and was never allowed in Modern. So it was pretty much Legacy and Vintager where you can exploit this card. And aside from some of the limited print run sets and a copy of From the Vault 20, we haven't seen it since World Wake, which in and of itself was a grossly overbought and out of circulation set. Because enough other stuff was going on at the time, in addition to Jace hype, that you're just not going to find more of these things lying around at a vaguely reasonable price. So
correct.
Scrambling to get that right now would be terrible. The next Modern GP is going to be Phoenix in the middle of March.
Well, the Team Trios constructed at the beginning of March also.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Team Trios would count for that.
Yeah, so that's Madrid. The 9th.
They've got a month.
So, you know what would make this unbanning more palatable to players?
New banning?
No. I think if they were to reprint that card in an upcoming product, I think that would
make one that's coming out in March.
Yeah. I think that would surely make people happier.
Yeah.
Or they would just complain. I think it's the complain one.
Which leads me to another bizarre conspiracy theory that's been running around, is that they've decided to unban it right now specifically because it's going to be reprinted in Masters 25. Like Evan Irwin put up a poll on Twitter that was like, so this is just a marketing ploy, yes? And no, it's not just a marketing ploy. Wizards has done a lot of stupid crap lately, but jeopardizing the health of their best format for the purpose of selling packs, it's not a thing.
Let's also acknowledge that they have printed Jace in, I think, 3 master sets? 2 or 3?
Jace was in World Wake, From the Vault 20, Vintage Masters, Eternal Masters. This will be the 3rd one.
Yeah. So
wait, one of those was online only. So
yeah. So
just 2.
Just 2. I was thinking of the 20 as one of them. Like, we've had opportunities to get this card, and they did not unban it to push sales of those things. So I'm not overly concerned about this being a thing here.
Yeah, if they were gonna do this, they probably should have done it for Eternal Masters.
Yeah.
Or they should have reprinted it in any of the other Masters and unbanned it then, like Cluze has been saying every time they announce one.
For years.
Yeah. Like when the first Modern Masters was starting up, Cluze was like, they're going to put Jace in it, and they're going to announce that he's not legal, or he's not banned anymore. And they didn't. And Cluze was like, missed opportunity.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they could have done this a long time ago, and they didn't. Like, it could be that they sat on unbanning it, like they were gonna unban it in the last... Well, no, they couldn't have in the last thing, because they said they're not going to change the ban list in Modern before the Modern Pro Tour. They said that specifically, like, months ago. So, I don't even think you can say that this was, like, telegraphed. I think this is a happy coincidence that Modern is really healthy right now, and they were waiting until now to unban it, and it just so happens that it's at the same time that it's going to be reprinted.
Yeah, if I could read from the banned restricted announcement from today, if I may.
Go for it.
In the parting thoughts toward the end, and feel free to go read this. We encourage you to go and, maybe look into it a little bit before you take to social media and accuse people of sucking. And so, in the aftermath of this Pro Tour, the one that just happened with all the lantern stuff, rather than making bans to weaken the best performing or winning decks, we've instead chosen to open up additional options, primarily to decks that were not among the most popular. In fact, none of the 4 most played archetypes, Humans, Affinity, Burn, and Tron, are likely to adopt either Jace the Mind Sculptor or Bloodbraid Elf. So there you go. We're just going to give you more. You know what? Modern needs more options. Here you go. More options.
Yeah. So I think all of the conspiracy theorists who are complaining that this was only done to sell packs, like I say so many times on this show, shut up.
Just to add an extra layer to that, let's just pretend in hypothetical land that is what they were doing. Okay.
And?
Yeah. So, like, say it was, big whoop, like, their job is to sell packs. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if that's what they did. They didn't do that. It doesn't look like they did that, but if they did, oh no, Wizards is trying to sell product. The jerks.
How
if
dare
Modern,
they?
If Modern was a giant mess and a horrible format to play, and, like, blue decks were ruling the world and everything else was being stomped down, and they unbanned Jace the Mind Sculptor, yeah, okay, that's bad, and that sounds like a marketing thing, and they need to go to hell. But that's not the case.
No.
So, calm down.
I actually appreciate that they unbanned both of them at once, because they play to opposite ends. Like, I mean, there will be, obviously arguments made for both of them being used in decks other than, like, aggressive ones and super controlly ones, but I think because they've introduced an element that speeds things up and an element that slows it down, that's about the closest you can hope for. If they had just added one, then it'd be like, well, we're taking a risk, and then we have to do it again when we unban the other one. But
all right, listeners,
both in together. So,
listeners, here is your challenge: build a viable Modern deck that uses both of these cards. Go.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, you probably could.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do it.
Shut up, phone. How unprofessional.
Also, take that, phone.
Yeah, phone. Build a deck, phone.
Come on, phone.
Thanks, phone. So...
Have dumb.
That was, yeah. Those are the two main things that I've seen people complain about. And of course, I love the way that for every pro who's like, I don't think this will be a problem, I can't wait to do some brewing, there's another pro who's like, unbanning Jace the Mind Sculptor was a terrible mistake, we're all gonna die. Like, I love the way that nobody is agreeing on this.
Well, yeah, because you have to pick a side and harp on it to get attention.
Well, that too. But that also means that there are... With it being that diverse in the opinions on these things, I think that means that it could go either way, or it could just be fine. Like, I love it.
It means we get to watch Modern and see what it does.
Yeah. Personally,
Which is good, because we don't play it.
I look forward to a top 8 that has neither of these cards in it, so we can go,
You want to look at a top 8 that has neither of these cards in it right now?
All burn top 8.
Let's see. Was there anything else about this?
I think that's all there really is to say about it right now. Like, the next time they're doing a BNR announcement is the 16th of April, so we've got 2 months to see what happens.
Right. That should be fine.
All right, this horse is dead. What else we got?
Well, I've got this shiny new dead horse.
Nice.
It's amazing.
Is it legal in Modern?
Not yet.
Give it a week.
Maybe 2 months. So, yes, there was another Modern Grand Prix this weekend. GP Toronto happened. And like I said, not a Lantern control anywhere in the top 32. So clearly, it was a blight upon Modern and the worst thing ever.
It was so worst thing ever that at the end of day 1, 10 players were undefeated with 10 different decks.
Was one of them Lantern control?
I have no idea. It wouldn't even matter if it was.
It wouldn't, no.
But that's the level of health that the format is at, so sure, let's poke it.
Yeah, you know. So, how many people were at this here Toronto thingy?
1,681.
Oh my god.
And now that's out of my system. Carry on.
Don't believe you.
I don't either.
So, the winner of the whole shebang was Dan Ward, playing, of all things, Bogles. Freaking Bogles.
No, I just can't seem to get a handle on those.
Is it because they all have hexproof?
Could be that. Could be.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, the Bogles deck relies on things
slippery,
like the Gladecover Scout, who is a 1/1 for 1 with hexproof, and the Slippery Bogle, who is a 1/1 for 1 with hexproof, and Core Spirit Dancer, who gets +2/+2 for each aura attached to it, and whenever you cast an aura spell, you may draw a card. And then 26, there's also one Dryad Arbor, just because. And then 26 auras that are all insane.
A lot of auras.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, not all of these.
There's 3 Leyline in there.
Yeah, there's 3 Leylines.
Oh, excuse me. 23 auras and 3 Leyline of Sanctity, which I actually find that hilarious.
Try not to attach your Leylines to your creatures.
You need another enchantment to make that possible. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got such monsters as Daybreak Coronet and Ethereal Armor. And then a few things that look a little less intimidating, like Griff's Boon and Hyena Umbra. And
Yay,
Spider
Umbras!
Umbra and Rancor.
That one Rancor that you saw 10 years ago that is still coming back every turn.
Every turn. And then there's Spirit Mantle, because it essentially says, hey, this thing's unblockable now. Because it gives +1/+1 of protection from creatures.
It's like, this is my deck's Invisible Stalker. Have fun.
Yeah. So, yeah, the idea is to get a Spirit Dancer, and I guess ideally and a 1-drop with hexproof, and then just vomit a bunch of auras on it while drawing lots of cards, and then kill your opponent. Like, that's the whole thing.
Hey, you know what else it's got? In the sideboard?
In the sideboard? Oh, yeah. Yes, I do, Cluze. What is it?
It's got Gaddock Teague.
It's got Gaddock Teague.
I like Gaddock Teague. Hey, do you know what Gaddock Teague is good against?
Jace the Mind Sculptor?
Yes, Gaddock Teague is good against Jace the Mind Sculptor. Look at that.
What? So there you go. That's Bogles.
Yep.
In second place, John Stern is running Burn. You know, the old
Burn.
Stern Burn, complete with a single Vexing Devil, because comedy.
Vexing Devil. I just really like Vexing Devil. I'm sorry.
It's because it's pretty funny.
Yeah, Vexing Devil. Nobody ever expects the Vexing Devil. They're like, wait, what?
I mean, I did back when it was in Standard and I played 4 of them. But you're right. It's more surprising now.
Yeah.
Yay. Good old Stern Burn. So in next place, we have Luke Purcell. This is third place. Luke Purcell with Jeskai Control.
This deck might Jace.
Yeah, I can see this deck chasing.
What do you cut?
I don't know. That's not my job to figure that out.
Good point. Good point. This is not the podcast for that. We don't.
We cut 3 islands because it makes Cluze happy.
Ooh, yes. Please go right ahead.
And put in 3 Jace.
And you know what? Screw it. 3 mountains as well.
You can't cut 3 mountains from this deck, Cluze.
No, I'm saying that you add 3 mountains because you can always run more than 60 cards in your main deck.
You're a bad influence, Cluze.
Yeah,
I am. Don't take deck building advice from me.
Please don't. If we go to fourth place, we have Jonathan, I'm going to say Zhang, running the Griselbrand deck, which I hate the name of this deck because it makes my head hurt. But you know, the one that's running Griselbrand and Goryo's Vengeance and Nourishing Shoal. And Through the Breach.
Or Brigmos.
I still, this deck, I don't get this deck. Like, I know what it's trying to do, I just don't get this deck.
Apply directly to the forehead?
Yeah, I think that's what it's going for here. In, what is this? Fifth place, we have Bertrand Joseph Pear, let's say, running Elves. Hey look, Modern Elves.
Hey, I like elves.
Do you now?
I do. What's this modern one look like?
How do you feel about these non-elves in the elf deck?
Let's see now who we got here who's not an elf.
At the bottom of the list.
Yeah, you sort of have to run Vizier of Remedies because you're running Devoted Druid.
Yeah.
Like, it's just one of those requirements.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, okay, that is fair. Yeah, the Selfless Spirit, though.
I mean, that's a nice touch.
Yeah, okay, I see why it's in there. I'm going to assume that it's the spirit of an elf.
Could be.
Counts.
Sure, we'll go with that. It seems really funny to instant speed Court of Calling for Selfless Spirit and then sacrifice it in response to some sort of, damagey board wipey thing.
Worth it.
I'd be like, nope. Anyway, in sixth place, we have Alessandro, oh lord, Pogorzelski. Pogorzelski. Yeah, there we go. Running Traverse Shadow.
Shout out to Traverse City.
Anything nifty here? Nope, this is pretty much the
Goyf.
Traverse
It's
Shadow.
got Goyfs.
It
Look
does
at
have Goyfs.
Yep, somebody's got to keep running them.
Oh, dude.
What?
Goyf isn't banned in Modern.
Oh my god. In seventh place. In seventh place, Benjamin Reagan is running Decepticons because I refuse to call them Affinity because this deck has literally no affinity. Wait,
yeah,
is there any
I'm not.
board?
Wait.
Nope. Oh.
No,
No, that's Thought Seize. Never mind.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
I was like, wait, no, there's Thoughtcast.
Nope.
And then in eighth place, rounding out the top 8, Chris Dockrell is also running Burn. There we go.
Yeah,
There's 2
like
Burn decks in the top 8. Clearly.
Hey, do you know why the other Burn deck placed higher?
Because Vexing Devil?
Vexing Devil, that's right. Because Vexing Devil.
Yes. So, if we look at the 9th through 32nd deck lists here real quick, we've got some Mardu Pyromancer. That makes sense. More Jeskai Control, an Amulet Titan. Here's our first 5-color humans deck, all the way down in 13th, which is still really high, but still. A Jeskai Breach. Oh, wait a minute. Clicked the wrong thing.
Oh, prime time.
Here's a Titan Shift, which, wait, that's different than Amulet Titan, right? Well, yeah, because it's an Escape Shift deck. Duh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up. A black-green mid-range deck, Redless Jund. Oh, here's one of those black-red hollow one decks.
I thought it was
17th.
whiteless junk.
What? Or it could be whiteless junk. Yeah, that's basically the same thing, actually, Cluze.
Mm.
It's Abzanless Abzan. Anyway, black-red hollow one in 17th. More Titan Shift, a black-green Tron, more Pyromancer. Here's a blue-red Pyromancer. More humans. Burn. Dredge in 24th.
Burn.
Good old Dredge.
No.
Ultron. Eldrazi and Taxes in 27th. Bogles in 28th. More 5-color humans. More Hollow 1, and more Black-Green Tron. And that's your top 32.
Looks like
that lantern.
One.
Wait, one at a time.
No, Squeeze was better.
Oh, well,
I mean,
Squeeze.
we need to ban the lantern, you guys. It's just wrecking the top 32.
Obviously.
Like, this is awful.
And yes, those of you who have already sent angry tweets, we know that the fact that it was warping the format wasn't why people were calling for it to be banned.
We're just being sarcastic.
It's miserable to play against and watch, but...
So have some Jace.
Yeah.
If our rationale is this is miserable to play against, have some Jace. It's like your opponent gets to look at your cards and decide which ones you get every turn until you lose.
Look, you little bastards want to complain about grindy control matchups? Fine, have Jace.
Now that Cluze has an opinion.
No, honestly, I've said for a long time, my hatred of blue aside, I've said for a long time, I think that Modern has enough tools now that it can deal with Jace. I'm glad that we're finally going to find out if that's true. Also, play Burn.
Yeah, look at that, man. It came in 2nd and 8th at this GP.
Just add more Vexing Devils until you can't anymore. And then play Legacy. I think I probably skipped a step in there, but you'll figure it out.
That's what leads to profit.
Anyway. So yeah, that was the GP.
Ta-da!
It's a shame it's a dead format now, and
yeah, it really is. They just
all right, everybody, back to extended.
Not what I meant. But let's see here. I'm gonna hit the top moments real quick to see if there's anything.
He'll be back.
Nope, nothing.
There we go. He's back.
Okay, what is this list? Oh, these are the last chance trial winner deck lists. Wow. The decks that won the last chance trials. There are 4 decks where 2 of them won, and then a whole mess where just 1 won. Like a whole mess. 2 each of Eldrazi Tron, White Black Smallpox, Affinity, and Storm. 1 last chance qualifiers. 1 each of Lantern Control, Grixis Shadow, Infect, 5-color humans, Jund, Blue-Red Pyromancer, Mardu Pyromancer, Amulet Titan, Tron, Jeskai Tempo, Eldrazi and Taxes, Burn, Titan Shift, Blue-Black Fairies, Traverse Shadow. Yeah, Modern seems alright.
I don't know, this seems like a stagnant format with only... I'm not even going to count it. That's...
Only this many. Insert number here. Anyway. Let us go back to today's news, where they've made some announcements about how they're going to show us Magic Online data. Again.
Yeah.
So before they used to show us a lot.
Is it in binary?
Possibly. So
hold on. Let's compile.
They used to show us a lot. And then they cut it down to show us like nothing. And all of the number crunchers cried because then they had less numbers to crunch.
Yep.
And then they said, okay, well, we'll show you some. And everybody went, huh? So now they're switching it up again. So starting this weekend, what they're going to do is they're going to show 5-0 decks from the competitive leagues, I don't know why that was hard to say, that are significantly different from any other. And they're significantly different used to be 10 cards, but apparently that wasn't quite enough. So now it's 20 cards.
Okay.
So decks that have 20 card differences that are 5-0 will be shown off, which rather than show you what's they're changing their whole philosophy here. Rather than show you what's possible or what's popular, they're going to show you what's possible. So rather than giving you the same deck list with like 2 cards changed 50 times, which is, let's say, pointless and stupid for the purposes of showing you what's possible in the format, they're going to just show you one each of all of the cool things that can be done in any given format. So,
which I think is better.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I first started going to the Wizards website a while ago, like back in the old one, you could go to the daily deck list thing and you could see all of the 5-0 and the 4-1 Magic Online decks from the daily constructeds. And yeah, you saw the same ones a lot, and you got a ton of data on which decks were winning Magic Online, and it was really easy to actually determine the best deck very early in a format based on Magic Online play. And you didn't get to see the other cool stuff because even if a deck did, 5-0 awesome, it's buried under 29 other decks of the popular one or two. So this is good for variety. It'll still only show you the ones that are 5-0. So that's cool. And they're doing this for Standard and Modern twice a week, and once a week for other less played formats. So we'll see what that turns into. I'm hoping that we will get weekly Momer Vig updates.
I mean, right now it's 2 days a week for Standard, 2 days a week for Modern, and then Pauper, Legacy, and Commander and Vintage. Commander and Vintage are together on Sunday, but
yeah.
So yeah, that's neat. That way, like here it says, the amount of Magic Online data we share with the community has been a hot topic of debate on social media recently. The core of many, though not all, players' arguments in wanting more data is about inspiration for deck building and innovation. This change will result in us showing more data in a way that better meets that goal. So, again, they're not going to give you 50 deck lists that are the one deck. So you go, well, I guess that's the one that's winning the most, so that's the one I should play. Instead, you'll only get one of those, but you'll get one of everything else that 5-0'd a competitive league. And it says, for example, using this new set of rules, we expect the first set of standard lists will likely contain 25 or more deck lists for each of the 2 publications in a given week. Like 25 or more deck lists for Standard, where decks have at least 20 cards difference. That's a lot.
I think that's ambitious. I think that's very ambitious on their part.
I mean, mana bases and tweaks here and there.
Yeah, but 20 cards?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, if they were doing the 10 difference, I could completely see that. I mean, that's not me saying it's ambitious on their part. It's more than just their ambitious expectations of Standard variety.
Yeah.
Modern, I could totally see that.
Oh,
Standard is a little more. Standard tends to fall into a few archetypes that are the best, and then there's all the other ones. So we'll see how well all the other ones could do. Yeah. Like, could you imagine if they tried to do this back when it was different flavors of Abzan? Like, good luck finding 20 card differences in those decks.
I mean, there were probably, between the aggro end and the control end, there were probably 20 cards difference easy. But
so we have 3 decks.
Yeah, that means that all of the ones in between that had, only 15 cards differences. Then you'd never see the ones in the middle. And the ones in the middle were like the vast majority.
Yeah. And I'm sure they will adjust as they go forward based on what people are actually playing and doing too.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I'm glad that they're going to be showing a little bit more. That's cool. It gives us something to talk about and something to work with without just giving us too much.
Yeah, and this
you really don't actually want the format being solved too quickly. That's what leads to the boring week after week deck reports.
Exactly. All right then. So after that, we have just a few more bits of news for those interested in the Great Designer Search 3. Last week, I think we mentioned this last week, but Mark Rosewater went over his answers for the essay questions and what they were looking for. Well, today he put up a discussion of the multiple choice questions. So, if you're interested in that, you've probably already seen it, but just in case, link to both of those is in the show notes. Yay, Great Designer Search 3, I guess.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, okay, 2 more bits of news. They have given us a little bit of a reveal for the final Duel Decks, Elves versus Inventors. Goblin Welder will be in the Inventors deck. With sick new art. Is that new art? That is new art, right?
That is new art.
Yeah, it matches the box.
I have never seen before.
Because it's the box art.
I see what you did there. So let's see here. They also point out Solemn Simulacrum, Thopter Assembly, Shivan Reef are going to be in it. Thopter Assembly is going to get some new Kaladesh themed art. Ooh.
I wonder what art they will use for Sad Robot.
I'm sure the new one. They're not going to use the Jens Thorin art because they don't reuse those for some reason.
I know, but
I'm sure there are like legal reasons.
Yeah, but I still don't go into it.
Yeah, me too.
You can find it if you need to find it. I believe in you.
So
I approve of half of Shivan Reef.
The other card that's in the front face of the box here is Azuri Renegade Leader, and they show the art, but for some reason they're not showing the card. And they said they've got something a bit special planned for that card. And I don't know what that
would mean.
What that would mean, but
yeah, it's not like they're going to do it textless, because then they would have probably done it to the Goblin Molder too, because it's going to look weird in the box if they're different.
Wait a minute, what set is Azuri from? He's in Mirrodin, never mind. He was in Scars. Yeah. Then it's not... I don't think it has something to do with like something from Dominaria or something. I don't know.
He's getting new art that looks a bit like this, but only a bit like that.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure that's his art.
I'm pretty sure too. I'm just trying to read too much into this.
Well, I'll just tell you right now. The left side of the box is actually just Hugo Weaving. They just put Hugo Weaving in the box.
Oh, wait. Did they spend millions of dollars removing his mustache?
I don't think they would make that mistake. Someone else would, though.
Other cards in the elf side of the deck are Elvish Archdruid, Regal Force, and Sylvan Advocate. And Elvish Archdruid also gets sick new art. That looks really cool.
That's pretty Archdruid.
That does look really cool.
That's a playmat.
That is definitely a play. Look at that.
Totally a playmat.
Yeah.
Huh. I may have to get my hands on this one for my Elves deck.
So there you go. That's it comes out April 6th. The final Duel Decks. I'm very sad. But not really, you know.
I am. I like Duel Decks.
I mean, I did. I haven't been able to afford to buy them in so long that I sort of fell off.
So clearly you need to have a giant mock battle mana pool style between all the Duel Decks now, right?
No, probably not. But I do believe that Mike and I are going to start doing some like live game sessions for videos of Duel Decks playing against each other.
That's fair.
Because the Duel Decks are awesome and a lot of fun.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
They should make a product like that. It's two decks that are matched well against each other.
I think that's called standard.
Iconic themes.
That was good.
Oh, thank you, Squee. I did not expect that.
That was good. So one more bit of news. This actually came out Monday last week, but we missed it. So our bad. This is on venturebeat.com, which
is why we missed it.
Yeah. On Tuesday, it was on the Wizards website, and at least I think it was. But Magic the Gathering and Netmarble, no worries if you've never heard of that, announced Project M for mobile. Project M is a Magic the Gathering MOBA. You know, multiplayer online battle arena game. Think Dota, League of Legends, Smite, Heroes of the Storm. Those are MOBAs. Also, if you watch YouTube at all, Mobile Legends, bang bang, with the horrible YouTube ads with miserable voiceover work and really lame. It's just bad, you guys. The commercials are bad. I bet the game has sold like billions, but the ads are terrible. But yeah, there you go. That's what it is. It's a mobile MOBA. And like looking at the little intro video here, Cluze just typed in the chat that he's not terribly fond of it, but I think this looks okay. As someone who plays Heroes of the Storm, I don't know why it never occurred to me, and I said this on the Mana Pool last week. I don't know why it never occurred to me that the Planeswalkers would be brilliant as heroes in a MOBA style game.
Would they?
Yeah. Planeswalkers are all very distinct characters. They all have a distinct set of abilities. And that's easily translatable into the MOBA setting.
But they mostly go off and brood. And when they got together for a team, they really got the crap kicked out of them.
No, we're not looking to translate the story. We're looking to translate the characters into something playable.
Yeah? Confused.
Well, clearly. But this was part of the Magic Digital Next movement where they're wanting to branch out into other...
Yeah, the key here is to open BattleNet and go down the list on the left and then make those.
Sort of, except... Like, I've said this about this too. If this was on PC, I would play this.
Yeah, it feels like it should be.
But it's going to be on mobile because mobile is the next great, or the current great, games platform. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah, it is the greatest install base of everyone.
Yeah, so I can sort of understand why they're doing it. That just means that I will not be one of the people that play it. So
yeah, I'm fairly certain I'm not the target audience for this.
No, probably not.
If it is successful, they will probably eventually give it a desktop port. So, we'll see.
Possibly. So, like I say with all things Magic related, I just hope it doesn't suck.
You ask too much, my friend.
When I see Project M, I'm like, what is Magneto up to?
Yeah, that is what popped into my head, like Asteroid M, except it's a project.
Yeah. It's like, this is like the project where he's just bored and is like, you know what, I need to make a mobile game and use it to bring forth, mutant supremacy. But also, Wizards of the Coast has to be involved, so I guess we'll do Magic.
So, yeah, open up the link in the show notes, read over it, but definitely watch the little video thing that shows off the Planeswalkers do. Like, you can see Liliana raise up an army of zombies at one point in the video, if I remember correctly, and that made me go,
I mean, I'm looking at the video in stills right now while we're talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, this makes sense. Mm-hmm. Also, I really appreciate how much bigger than other things that Johnny is. Like, it's sometimes easy to forget that. He is a big kitty.
He is a big kitty. So there you go. That's that. There's really not much else to say other than, hey, look, yet another MOBA game. But hopefully this is one that, the installed base of Magic will at least try out and keep going for a little while.
Yeah. One thing that you have to remember is that at this point, the goal of the entertainment industry is to create intellectual property that can be adapted.
Yep.
That is why comic books exist. That is why cartoons exist. All of these things exist so that you can make some characters in a setting and then repurpose that so that people who like characters can put it in a world or a format that they enjoy, even if it's not the original one. So people will hopefully get and enjoy this, and there's nothing wrong with that. It just means that Magic gets to do a little bit more beyond, cards, and go for it.
Pretty much, yeah. That's why Bill said earlier, open up battle.net, which is Blizzard, and go down the games on the left side and just make that. And, like, if you look at Heroes of the Storm, that's what they did with that game.
Yeah.
Heroes of the Storm is all of Blizzard's properties. That's Warcraft, StarCraft, Diablo, and Overwatch.
Lost Vikings.
And the Lost Vikings are in there too, all piled into one game. And all of their abilities and whatnot are translated into some way to make that work. And, like, thinking about it, like I said before, the Planeswalkers are just brilliant for that. You can totally do that without even trying real hard.
Yeah, and they also have the luxury of having dozens of planes they can draw from for levels. Like, I mean, all the stuff is there.
Yeah.
Like, Magic at this point isn't even a card game. It's a multi-world setting with a super mage type hero classification, and then we happen to play a card game. Like, it's way bigger than that now, and that's good. It'll be healthier for the game if it diversifies a little bit.
Yeah.
So, cool.
So there you go. That is that. And that looks like everything. So let's go over to Magic Online.
Moto.
Hey, look, it's diversified Magic. Amazing. Yeah, so Magic Online updates pop up on Tuesdays usually. We record on Monday. If you want to be current, go to the Wizards website, go to Products and Magic Online, and then check out the weekly announcements, which for this week will be on the 13th. But for right now, I'm going to skim over the 6th and then go on to the meat of the update. So yeah, so last Tuesday, they're like, oh, look, it's Team Modern Super League. They started that. If you are interested in watching that, there are videos here. There's a teaser. You can track it down. It'll be great. They had some tournaments go on last time. They teased some news that was going to come up Thursday, which I'm not going to make you wait for. And as noted before, they brought back Amonkhet Redemptions for the brief time until this Wednesday. So if you're looking to get it, hurry up and redeem by Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Hopefully there's still product. I have not checked to see because I can't redeem it because I don't have any of those cards, but worth keeping an eye on. So now I'm going to go into the actual news of the week. They, aside from what we just mentioned about them changing up the way that Magic Online data is distributed, they also released an article this week by Chris Kuritz, which is the State of Magic Online 2018, because everyone gets a state of something these days. And it's got a nice little reflection of all of the things that went on in the last year, because we used to make fun of Magic Online for just being bad. And they spent several years not only making it playable and functional, but adding a lot of features to it. And in the previous years, like, it was a big deal that they added leagues finally, and that they had tournaments brought back after years of them not working. But in the last year, they've done a lot of other things that were new and interesting to try out. They've done more kinds of leagues. Obviously, they've advanced how quickly cards get on there, especially now that you can play it before they're released in paper. They're rolling out changes quickly. They're rolling out banned and restricted updates before paper. Like, they're just jumping ahead in a lot of areas. They've also been experimenting with play points. They've been doing a lot of other stuff in terms of prizes and redemption and all that. And they're still, rocking the Magic Online Championship stuff. So you can read a rundown of all the things that they took away from the last year, as well as their plans for this year. One of the things that I thought was interesting, because it'll be the things that we can talk about here, are they want to do more interesting online-only type events, like how last year we had the different gauntlets where you could try different decks that were relevant, but then at the end of the year, they did some weird stuff. Or like over the year, like, so they did their Battle of the Planes thing where you picked a plane and you got a unique sealed pack set based on that plane and you made them fight it out.
Yeah.
Like, that was fun to talk about. And they want to do more stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with, because digitally, you don't have the normal products of distribution, and you don't have the problem of getting people together for this weird thing. You just make it, and then people that want to play it can play it from their home computer. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. They've said that they're also going to continue to work, as always, to improve elements of it. Like, they want to improve the play lobby some more to make it a little more convenient. They want to put in some more support for Commander Leagues, since they had some trouble getting that moving. And they wanted to note, like up here, as part of their effort for getting things working a little bit nicer, all flashback drafts and crazy sealed events in 2018 will be run as phantom events, which lets them better evaluate the merits of the events solely on play data, so that they can, rather than giving you a bunch of old cards to make these things work and have that factor into the stuff that you want to get, it's just going to be straight up, here's the event, you play it the way that, it's supposed to be. And that lets them play with a lot of more fun and weird cards that they don't want to disrupt the economy with. So that's cool. So they've given us a brief rundown of some of the currently planned interesting content. So February 14 to 21, which is, starting this Wednesday, they're going to be doing a throwback Ravnica Standard Gauntlet, which I'm not going to go into all of the Ravnica era standard decks, but you can see a link to them from the State of Magic list that I linked in the show notes. From the 21st.
This is where Solar Flare first arrived. Wow.
Yeah, you get a little bit of history in that. Continuing on, though, February 21 to 28, they're going to be doing a Theros Phantom flashback. February 28 to March 16, they're doing Legacy Cube. March 16 to April 4, they're doing Masters 25. So, like, if you don't want to have to track down packs of that in the real world because it might be hard to find now that people need Jace. You can play it online. April 4 to April 20th is going to be Modern Cube, and then April 20th itself, Dominaria events begin because that's when that set comes out. So, but yeah, they got a rundown of all the fun stuff here, and I think that's definitely going to be worth looking into if you play Magic Online. I'm glad they're going to continue to do gauntlets and flashbacks and other stuff where you just want to play Magic, but you don't want to deal with the trouble of building a deck or learning, the current meta. You can jump back into something that's a bit more established that has lots of online resources to figure out, and then play it as long as you feel like it. And by the time you're sick of it, it'll be replaced by something else. So that's pretty cool. And past that, the other major update I have here is, of course, it's been 2 weeks, so we get to make fun of Magic Online with the bug blog. Let's see what doesn't work or what does funny things. Before I go into the list, as usual, if you take advantage of a bug, you are cheating and you should be reported. If your opponent takes advantage of a bug, you should report them. Odds are you should just avoid playing with buggy cards if you can. So be aware, pay attention. There's a full list here. Here's the funny things going on right now. So first up, general note. If multiple tokens of the same name attack, one becoming unblocked will cause it to be near indistinguishable from the other tokens.
Yep.
Oops. The workaround is place your cursor over the block token in the game log, and it will highlight the token on the battlefield. So the visual distinction is bad, but as always, when you mouse over something in the game log, it'll highlight it on the screen so you can find it. Be aware. When only some cards from an opponent's hand are revealed, they do not appear in the revealed zone. That's bad.
Whoops.
Yeah, that's just bad. They should, I guess, read the log to see what was revealed. And the future sight set symbol is sometimes oversized. That's just funny. I got nothing else for that. That's just funny.
Sometimes?
Sometimes oversized by like 3 pixels, or like when sometimes it just fills up the entire window in Magic.
It may actually maximize the game.
Like
if you are not running it full screen.
Like a giant Godzilla logo.
Yeah, it's like a giant kaiju of future sight. It will actually break out of your screen and proceed to attack your neighbor's screen upstairs. And if you don't have a neighbor upstairs, it will take down a low-flying plane. So watch out.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But I do like that it is sometimes oversized. I wonder if that's related to the future sight card frame for the future shifted cards, and maybe that's just applying the same asset to 2 different things and that's screwing up. I don't know. But be aware, it should not impact anything beyond the airplanes crashing into your home. Moving on to the actual gameplay stuff rather than just the display problems. Mana Bloom can only be activated during its controller's turn. Well, that's just wrong. That's actually a weird problem to have. Huh. Well, Mana Bloom sucks, so don't worry about it, but be aware. Look, I hate Mana Bloom.
Clearly.
Everyone else got Tristani out of their Selesnya pre-release pack. I got Mana Bloom. You know how it's really hard when you're playing Sealed and everyone else has an awesome mythic and you have a Mana Bloom? It is. It very much is. I'm glad we don't do those pre-release boxes anymore. Moving on to the next one. The second Reflector Mage, played in the same turn, will let the first one's target be able to cast. Apparently, it can only remember one thing that can't be recast, regardless of number of Reflector Mage. Or maybe it's only for 2. I have no idea. Take that, Control. Yeah, backdoor nerf. Okay. Creatures with Ascend can still grant the city's blessing with overwhelming splendor on the battlefield. I want to see how that works. Okay, so overwhelming splendor, enchant player. Creatures enchanted player controls lose all abilities and have a base power and toughness of 1/1. Enchanted player can't activate abilities that aren't mana abilities or loyalty abilities because, yeah, it's just bolus.
So it's supposed to lose the Ascend ability.
Yeah, so it's just not. Okay, then. Noted. Withdraw, that blue card that Cluze probably hates by design, is able to target the same creature twice. That's kind of weird. So withdraw, and I'm just going to read you the print text because I'm not going to take this out. Return target creature to its owner's hand, then return another target creature to its owner's hand unless its controller pays 1. That actually matters. Mind you, card's awful, but that actually matters. I mean, it's double boomerang, you guys. That's terrible, right? Wait. It's double unsummon. Amazing. Yeah. Targeting the same creature twice gets around the need for 2 targets. So that's actually making it pretty good. So don't abuse that. Speaking of blue things that Cluze hates, misdirection can cause the game to restart under certain circumstances.
Are the certain circumstances flipping the table?
Well, you may exile a blue card from your hand rather than pay misdirection's mana cost, which I know Cluze hates. So Cluze would probably flip a table, and then you have to restart because the game's all over the floor.
Yeah, don't flip tables, particularly when playing MTGO, because that's just your table, and you're going to have to...
And then while you're trying to fix this, the clock will be running.
It will be.
So yeah. And finally, Angelic Field Marshal still grants a bonus to your commander when an opponent gains control of it. Well, that was nice of it.
Aww.
Yeah, as long as you control your commander, Angelic Field Marshal gets +2/+2, and creatures you control have vigilance. Well, you don't control it. Now your opponent does. But you know what? It's still bigger. Also, they're going to kill you with it. Wah, wah. That's an unfortunate situation to be in. Your lieutenant is betraying you. All right, then. So there you have it. That's the Magic Online blog blog. So keep an eye out. Report people if they're cheating. Don't cheat. And be aware if you play Magic Online. There's a bigger list. Click there to see what's broken. And also keep an eye out as things are fixed. So that's it for Magic Online this week.
Yay, Magic Online
Go team!
this week.
Yay. I think we're done.
I think so.
Hooray!
Excellent. So I'll start the sign out stuff. You can find me on Twitter at SqueeGoblinAbob. There's no Iron Goblin because it's currently out buying Jace the Mind Sculptor. I don't know where it gets its money from, but it won't have it for long, so I guess it's a moot point. Past that, I am not going to be on the show next week because I have a work trip. So I'm going to make these guys talk about Magic Online or ignore it. That's their call. And I will be back in 2 weeks. That said, I will recommend people to check out Black Panther because it looks like it's going to be amazing. And I hope you already bought your tickets if you're planning on seeing it soon, because it's super popular. Also, a whole bunch of movie trailers crashed in over the last week because, as Chewie and I were discussing, it feels like there was some Comic-Con that no one told us about because all these trailers hit in the last week.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah. We've got a new Deadpool trailer. We've got Venom trailer that may or may not have Venom in it.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. So we got those. We got all the trailers that dropped during the Super Bowl. A lot of stuff. So neat. Should be a fun upcoming time. And also, I've already planned my Jessica Jones viewing party in early March because Jessica Jones coming back. So looking forward to that too. Good time to be a nerd. That's about it for me, so go Cluze.
Hey, if you want to hear more from me, you can catch me over on the other podcast I do. That is Random Discard. You can find that at randomdiscard.com or right here on the MTGO Network. What else have I got going on? Nope, that's pretty much it. Oh, if you also want to get more from me, you can enroll at the university where I teach and take one of my classes, and that would be fine too. So, seems like a long way to go. Why not just hit me up on Twitter? I am at Lacluyze, spelled just like it is in the show notes.
And it is, too.
That's all I got.
Then, in that case, I guess it's me. I got nothing. Who am I again?
The Wookiee.
Right. So, you can find me all over the internet as the Mana Pool. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, where I am currently... What am I doing on YouTube right now? Hearthstone. Got some Hearthstone from last season before the nerfs, when I made it up to rank 5. I had some really interesting games, so I put those up. The last of those videos should go public tomorrow or the next day. One of those. And I was going to record more Cuphead today, but I had a drive. So hopefully, it's fine. I had to make that money. But hopefully I won't have a drive tomorrow so I can record more Cuphead because it's killing me because I want to play more Cuphead. I can't play more Cuphead unless I'm recording it. And I can't record it unless I have it all set up. It's killing me, y'all. I have a problem. Anyway, that's YouTube. Also, over on twitch.tv/themanapool, where I played some Defense Grid. Anybody remember that game? Oh, man.
I remembered watching you play it.
I don't remember it at all.
It was my first tower defense game that I ever played. It was an Xbox Live Arcade game on the 360.
Ah, that's why I don't remember it at all.
It's also
Doesn't it also raise the cost of spells that target you?
Is it spells that target you? I don't actually remember what Defense Grid does.
I don't either.
Gatherer. Defense Grid. Each spell costs 3 more to cast, except during its controller's turn.
Oh.
That's even
well,
better.
that's very different and also messed up.
Yeah. Screw you, instant speed things. But yeah, it's a tower defense game. Like I said, it was my first one. It was from way back in the day, and I have it on Steam, and I just really wanted to play it. So I streamed it for several hours on whatever day that was. Saturday.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. It has a narrator computer system who has a British accent, well before Portal 2 had Wheatley or anything like that. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. You have lots of different towers, lots of different enemies, but not so many that it starts to get insane. It's very, as far as tower defense games go, it's very, I guess by today's standards, it would be basic. And I'm doing air quotes. Because you have some levels where there's a path with spots on the side of the path to set up towers, and you have others where you just have a big wide open area with lots of places to put towers, and you have to create a path by placing towers for your alien things to go to, and it's just fun. But anyway, so yeah. Also, we streamed some Overwatch last week.
You opened some boxes.
There's a new event. Yeah, I'm almost done with all of the loot from that event already because I had insane luck. I'm actually going to put together a Chewie's a Horrible Luck Sack video.
There you go.
Because I had luck with Hearthstone packs and with Overwatch loot boxes relatively close to each other. So, yeah. It's pretty good. But anyway, these are all... I just threw my phone on the floor. These are all things that are happening on my various video outlets, let's say, where I do things in video form. Like play video games. Yes. Excuse me, I'm all out of sorts here because suddenly the episode's over and I don't know what to do. Jace has been unbanned, the world is gonna end, I hear he's better than all, I'm pretty sure he's better than all.
Look, if you don't know what to do next, just Cascade. The deck will provide.
That is a good call, I will probably do that. Anyway, so if you want to help support what I do with the 2 podcasts a week. Hey, by the way, I do the Mana Pool, too. You know that one? Yeah, it was on the main page of the Wizards website today. Yay! I'm super proud of our last episode. Just a quick plug, real quick. We did a Magic Mad Lib, like we do sometimes, except Brian flipped the script on us, and some of our answers from the Magic Mad Lib were prompts for an upcoming Magic set. So we had some set themes, some characters, some mechanics that all had to be in the set, and now go. And we came up with explanations for why all of these things were here, and story reasons for how it would all work, possibly, and things like that, and it was a lot of fun. And the feedback on it has been it has been all positive. Because it was really good. Yeah. So I highly recommend, if you haven't yet, to check out the Mana Pool number 490, is it 6? It is 496, good lord. And give that a listen.
That's kind of a big number.
It kind of, yeah.
Damn near 5.
So yeah, if you want to help support what I do with the 2 shows a week, and all the YouTube videos and the Twitch streams, the most direct way to do that is on Patreon at patreon.com/themanapool, where you can get early stuff, Manapool episodes and YouTube videos. You can get those early. You can get the odds and ends, all the stuff recorded before and after, both Monday Night Magic and the Manapool. That's uncensored and unfiltered. And you can listen to Cluze watch the Venom trailer and then be confused. That happened.
I watched it, so you don't have to.
Pretty much. And you can become a lifeguard. And you will get a shout out at the end of both podcasts and have your name on the end slate for all of the videos that go up for each month that you support at that tier. So to that end, I would like to thank the following lifeguards. Kim Ho, Andrew Hunt, Al. Al was my Brawling with Buddies buddy on the last Brawling with Buddies video that I did. Corey Cloutier, who got back to me on how to pronounce his name. I hope that's right, Cloutier. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Paul David, Lands Delicious, Team U, Hellas Are You? John Morris, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Bosco Brittain, Casey, Nathan Hay, Danny Liao, AJ Javieres, Cody Buckowing, Jacob Jansons, Jason Kaus, Brian DeLucci, Stark Maximum, Jimmy Scott, Dan Holm, Mike Miller-Burned, and the Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine, who was good enough to cut out that portentous Cluze at the beginning of the episode and send it to me because he saw on Twitter that someone said, hey, you should totally clip that. And I was like, I don't even know when Cluze said that. So he just found it and sent it to me. So thank you very much, Aaron. That's very sweet of you. Yay. So with that, that'll be this episode. So yay, as always, a big thanks to Bill and Cluze for being here with me.
Yay.
I hear they're better than all.
I'm helping.
I'm here.
Yeah. I've been Chewie. This has been Monday Night Magic number, I forgot already. It's a big ass number. 594. Thank you all so very much for listening. And go play some Magic.
On the next Monday Night Magic. What could happen? What will be banned? What will be unbanned? And will Goku get here in time to help out? Don't miss a minute on the next Monday Night Magic. Magic.